Hello, my friends. Welcome to this episode of Project Leadership. Today, we will be addressing a question from one of our listeners, T.R. Garland, who sent in the question, how can we adopt project management and agile strategies into everyday business challenges? This is a brilliant question because it's pragmatic and it's going to help a lot of people. Let's talk about the regular suspects in business, the challenges. Challenges we often find are market competition, financial management, talent acquisition and retention, technological advances, regulatory compliance, customer satisfaction, supply chain management, innovation, globalization, economic factors, the ability to change, environmental and social responsibility, technological disruptions, marketing and branding is huge, and risk management. Now, if we take a look at how project management can help with all these problems, let's start off with the genesis of project management. The genesis of project management is all about being unified through a common vision. And my number one point is use project charters to authorize work. See, in everyday business, start by creating a project charter or the equivalent for significant tasks or projects. It's important that when you're working with other individuals, you clearly define the objectives and the scope. You clearly define who is a stakeholder, what is the timeline, and you should make this documentation official for every project. Easily accessible, easy to review, not laborious, but straight to the point. Secondly, for any of these obstacles, have a plan for what you're working on. Develop plans even if they are high-level plans for projects, for significant tasks, regardless of the size. This could be a simple task list, or it could be a more elaborate Microsoft project schedule, or any of the other tools out there like Smartsheets. Have a plan. It will ensure focus and direction, even in the smaller tasks, and it helps with accountability and tracking. There are many examples of plans, free, online. Just type in Project Management Plan Template. It will come up with suggestions. Number 3, rely heavily on people interaction and people action more than processes and tools. You got to emphasize effective communication and collaboration with the team. This is where things fall apart. So encourage a culture where actions and results are valued more than sticking rigidly, blindly to processes and tools. Utilize processes and tools, though, as enablers, but prioritize the effectiveness of the team's interactions and ultimate unified actions. Number 4, employ lessons learned. It amazes me when I go to companies and I ask them, hey, have you got a lessons learned approach? Have you got a retrospective approach where you may retrospect and reflect on what went well, what didn't go so well, and share that information with the wider audience in the firm? And the answer is crickets. No one actually has done that in the firm, or no one has been able to make that a repeatable process. I want to encourage companies to ensure there is some lessons learned happening after completing the project, or even better, while the project is being done. It is better to get the lessons learned and inject it back into the organization to begin getting some benefits from that exercise. Document what went well for the, could be sprint, iteration, phase, or whatever, and document what didn't work well, and use those insights to improve the current process on the current project and other projects happening right now. Implement those changes based on the lessons learned to prevent recurring mistakes and ultimately saving time and resources. Number 5, embrace agile principles. What am I talking about? Well, the chief agile principle is individuals and interactions should be valued over processes and tools, because the humans will use the processes and tools, and if they are not interacting properly, optimally, the processes and tools are not going to help them a whole lot. So integrate agile processes into your business by fostering a collaborative environment, a flexible environment. Be wildly obsessed about customer satisfaction. You got to prioritize adaptability, but you also got to prioritize customer satisfaction. I just say customer obsession. And continuous improvement. Kaizen. The Kaizen mindedness is what propels you to always look for a better mousetrap. Always improving. And that philosophy needs to permeate across the firm. Implement agile frameworks such as Scrum, where you find the opportunity where it's a fit, and Kanban. Kanban, in my mind, is what everyone should live by as a worker. You know, whatever work you're doing, but whether your job is in marketing or sales or medical or engineering, you should have a personal Kanban board. And this is going to help you be more efficient as an individual, because you're going to approach your work with a prioritization bias. How are you prioritizing right now? Are you prioritizing right now is the question. In number 6, think like a product owner. I just say adopt a product-oriented mindset, even in non-product centric businesses. You got to prioritize your tasks and your projects based on their impact, based on their value to the business, based on the risk of not getting them done. If you have tasks or projects that are high value and you're not working on them because you feel there's a risk associated with it, you could be missing out. You may need to prioritize those high risk things first so you can actually get them done, because the return is huge. There was once a project that I put on the back burner for a while because it involved so many moving parts. But I took the bull by the horns and we eventually did it. It was a large-scale drama production for management, for leadership, and we eventually got it done, and the returns have just been enormous. Was there a lot of uncertainty and risk and unsettlement there? There was, but when we took the bull by the horns to get this project done, the results, just mind-blowing. For years and years, it's going on 13 years, we've been realizing benefits from embarking on that endeavor. So it's important to think like a product owner in all your ventures. Take on the big, hairy, audacious goals. It's okay. Prioritize them. Get them done. Finally, number 7, I say use a Kanban board to drive transparency. Use a company-wide Kanban board or a similar visual management tool to track individual and team projects. I'm not even talking this time at the task level. You could do it at the task level, but I'm urging you to elevate the use of the Kanban board, maybe at the departmental level, at the organizational level, depending on how big it is. Maybe you can do it by portfolio or program. Have a Kanban mindset. Keep it visible to everyone involved for transparency. Update the board regularly during team meetings, or just use an electronic Kanban board that displays what is going on in the ventures that you're working on. These are ways you can take project management and you can begin baking it into how you do business. Now, to address the very specific challenges that I mentioned about 15 challenges in the beginning, I want to address how you can use project management to tackle those challenges very briefly. Number 1, market competition. Implement project planning to respond to market changes. Agile allows for flexibility and adaptation. As the changing market comes upon you, you're agile to respond. You should always be spanning the boundaries. We call it boundary spanning. What is happening outside of the firm? What is happening in the larger marketplace? What is happening in the larger environment? Then quickly implement some agile mindedness, some nimbleness to respond. It could be an immediate prototype within hours. It could be a prototype within a few days, but the longer you wait to respond to the competition, the less likely you are to catch up. So start with a minimum viable product in mind. Respond rapidly. Have an agile mindedness about you as a company. Number 2, financial management. Develop comprehensive project budgets and financial plans. Don't rely on dumb luck, right? Don't look at how much have we spent. That's a very poor way of assessing budgets. Be more aggressive. Think more like a project manager when it comes to earned value. How much have we done? How much have we spent? We've done 50% of the budget, but have we accomplished 50% of the work? Is there a reason why? Did we spend a whole bunch of money on equipment? And that's why we have some lopsidedness when it comes to the spend versus the budget right now. It's important that you intentionally manage your costs. A lot of companies don't, which is poor. Effective cost management, resource allocation, financial tracking, these help in maintaining financial stability. Number 3, talent acquisition and retention. You got to utilize project management team-mindedness, organizational theories to enhance team collaboration and motivation. You got to think about the 5 stages of team development: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. You got to understand that these happen all the time. And you, as a manager, as a leader, as a project manager, whatever your role is, a business leader, you should understand that people need time to even out as a team. But when they're evening out and flying at supersonic speed, getting stuff done as a well-oiled unit, keep them together. Don't break the team apart. When we talk about retention, a lot of times people quit companies because of other people, not because of the work itself. A lot of teams, they know that as a team they can do anything. But in a lot of instances, the team disbands at the end of projects. People go their separate ways. Then it's rinse, repeat, and it takes a strain on the human. Why not get a team that is cohesive, works together, and keep them together? A positive work environment and clear project goals lead to employee satisfaction and retention. Team autonomy for more advanced, mature teams is something to think about. Let's talk about number 4, technological advances. Incorporate project management tools and methods for efficient technology adoption. When we talk about moving in a particular direction technology-wise, we should ensure a smooth transition and integration by thinking about the people who will be using those technologies. We need to have sense-making sessions to expediently move people through the J-curve, the valley of despair as they go through change. That mindedness and that empathy is key. Number 5, regulatory compliance. Develop project plans that include compliance checks and milestones. This helps in ensuring that the projects adhere to relevant regulations, reducing legal risks. Regulatory is big in the world of project management. Number 6, customer satisfaction. Use project management techniques to prioritize customer-centric projects. Think about the voice of the customer. Let the customer have a voice. Listen to the customer. Also, when it comes to customers, bring them in early enough so that they can give you valuable feedback for you to adjust your approach. Satisfied customers result from well-managed projects that meet or exceed expectations. In the Agile Manifesto, it says, our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable product. Number 7, supply chain management. As project managers, we should employ PM practices to optimize and streamline supply chain processes. We should enhance visibility and coordination throughout the supply chain, reducing disruptions. We should be thinking ahead of the curve. Number 8, innovation. Great Steve Jobs says innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. So we want to integrate innovation into our project management processes. It will encourage a culture of creativity and adaptability, fostering continuous improvement and innovation. We should embrace innovation. Let's move on to the next one, globalization. Globalization is the current state of the world we're in. Every business should be thinking about how to go international. And we can use project management approaches for international project planning. We should ensure effective coordination and communication across diverse locations and cultures. Of course, project management can help with the research into these areas. Number 10, economic factors. Regularly review and adjust project plans based on economic conditions. This enhances the organization's ability to adapt to economic changes and uncertainties. Always keep this at the back of your mind. The best leaders, as my mentor John Maxwell says, are those most interested in surrounding themselves with assistants and associates smarter than they are. So a lot of what I'm saying might be above your head right now, but I tell you, if you hire the right project consultants and assistants, they can help you implement these ideas into your business. Which is why I would love for you to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with other professionals to begin opening up the dialogue of how we can pragmatize project management in business. Number 11, adaptability to change. Implement change management principles within project management processes. Don't just run change without thinking of the people. Help the organization to make sense through sense-making sessions that will in turn help the wider organization embrace change and navigate transitions effectively. Number 12, environmental and social responsibility. Integrate sustainability goals into your project planning and execution. What can you do as a firm to up the ante when it comes to environmental and social? Which projects can you embark on? Could be short-term projects, very small, quick win projects. This will demonstrate the organization's commitment to environmental and social responsibility. Number 13, technological disruptions. Use project management to anticipate and plan for technological changes. Don't wait until they come upon you. This will enable you as a firm to proactively adapt to technological disruptions, bearing in mind the J-curve and the humans, how they interact at times when they're going through a lot of change. Going through a lot of change makes people act differently. You want to give people an out, an off-ramp, a place to vent and a place to share concerns in time of technological disruptions or any change. Number 14 is marketing and branding. Employ project management techniques for effective marketing campaign planning. It's all about intentionality, my friend, ensuring consistent branding and successful execution of marketing initiatives. Last but not least, in business, we got to manage risk. So integrate risk management, whatever it touches, people, process, business. Integrate that into your planning and execution. This will help identify and mitigate potential risks, reducing the impact of unforeseen events. What I would recommend that people do as a firm is to start thinking as a risk team by asking the question in some of your gatherings or forums. What are some of the risks that you've seen in business that we're not addressing? Are there any risks that you think we should be addressing right now? What have you seen in the work you do that you think could be a risk or hurt us downstream? And it's a way to open up the conversation, and you can just have a risk planning day. You can even just take 1 hour, half an hour, depending on your organization. And perhaps you don't want to expose everyone to that. Perhaps it's just a small team of individuals. I'll allow you to decide. But there's so many ways that you can bake project management into your firm's process and get a massive windfall. I hope you found this helpful. I look forward to talking to you in the next episode.